Hey there, welcome to the channel. This is Cafinicus, and today's World of Warships video will feature a game in the Missouri, the Tier 9 Premium USN battleship. This is a ranked game on the map Islands of Ice. Our team spawns south, and my plan is to head towards the A cap and use the islands at the F2-F3 area to push up and cover my flank. I also asked our team to make sure we send someone to the B cap, and our pommer thankfully obliges. As always, let's start with the strengths and weaknesses of the ship as we're moving into position. The Missouri is a sister ship of the Iowa, so in many ways their performance will be similar. It has 9 406mm guns in 3 triple turrets, 2 in front and 1 in the rear in the ABX configuration. These are seriously hard-hitting, with 13.5k AP maximum damage per shell. The turret traverse is middling, not nearly as quick as the Soyuz or Lepanto, but neither is it as slow as the Musashi, so typical turret traverse for a higher tier USN battleship. The range on the guns is 23.4 kilometers with my current setup, and the accuracy is pretty decent. You won't be able to mount a spotting plane consumable the way the Iowa does, however, so if you're looking for more range, you will need to use Artillery Plotting Room Mod 1. The base speed of 33 knots is excellent. I believe it is the fastest of the Tier 9 battleships if you exclude the use of the speed boost consumable. However, the turning circle and rudder shift time is atrocious, so while you can race into positions quickly, don't expect to make any high-speed jinks and turns. The Missouri's AA is good, with most of the DPS concentrated in its close and mid-range aura, and it throws up 8 flak explosions out to 5.8 kilometers. The consummate is okay at 12.7 kilometers surface detection with captain skills, mods, and camo, and you have a decent chunk of HP at 78.3k, which is in the middle of the pack at tier 9. What makes the Missouri special, however, compared to the Iowa, is the ability to mount the surveillance radar consumable, which has a 9.5 kilometer range and 35 seconds base uptime. In addition, it is a tier 9 premium ship, so the credit making ability is ridiculously good. However, the armor profile is just so-so. You've got the standard 32mm end plating and a 38mm deck and side plating, which is slightly better than the Iowa's. As with the other USN battleships, you'll want to keep angled as showing your broadside in the ship will get you citadeled. And what disappoints me the most, though, is that you no longer have the presence of a certain Hollywood action movie star who used to walk her decks in port. Anyway, we've been racing up to my desired position and taking shots at the enemy Brindisi early on. I haven't had any major hits so far, just some normal penetrations while dodging any incoming fire. I also took a shot at the enemy Izumo who was broadside on and going slow, but just overpens and some ricochets. Nevertheless, I've got the island for cover now, and let's see if we can knock out that Brindisi. He's turning out to avoid the torpedoes. No wait, he's turning back in. Alright, we're going to take aim and fire, but unfortunately again, only overpens, which is kind of disappointing. I do turn away a bit here to make sure I angle against the Izumo and the Friedrich de Grosse. The Brindisi has disappeared, so let's take another shot on the Izumo at about 16 kilometers. Unfortunately for me, the Wichita being spotted behind the island messes with my deadeye. But in any case, my shots are out, and this time we do get 3 penetrations, but only for 4000 damage. Possibly some of my shells hitting the torpedo bulge or something like that. Wait, hang on. The Brindisi has been spotted once again, so let's turn our attention back to him. He is turning back in, and it looks like he is going to show me a very nice broadside. We do have Deadeye up now, and so we take aim, and our shots are out. I also pan out just to see if any of the enemy team has a good shot into me at this point. My shells look good, and we get a citadel for our first kill. However, making that turn to fire on the Brindisi allowed the Izumo to take a shot at my broadside. And remember what we said about the slow rudder shift and turning circle? Well, we don't turn in quickly enough, and we get clocked with a citadel there from the Izumo. But that's okay. We now have the islands between us and the enemy ships, so we can push up while shooting at the Wichita. He's behind the island, so we take a bit of a guess on that shot, and we get a 7k hit in. Not too bad, I guess, especially given that he cannot heal up that damage. And so now we're going to push up a bit further to see if we can flank these enemy ships. It looks like the FDG is pulling out slowly from behind that island, and we might get a nice shot into him here. Our shots are out, and they look good, and we get 5 penetrations and an overpen and do 23,000 damage. So that was a really nice salvo. I'm going to slow down here though, as I don't want to get into the FDG's secondary range. The German battleship secondaries can penetrate my 32mm frontal plate, so I'm going to slow down to a stop right here. My second salvo with my front guns is out, and they look good, but unfortunately this time it only does 7,000 damage on the FDG that was pretty much sitting still. A bit disappointing on that one. It's also strange that his secondaries are actually not firing on me. I'm not sure if I'm just outside of his range, or maybe this is a Deadeye FDG instead of a secondary build. I still have my FDG spec for secondaries, so I'm not sure if Deadeye is really a viable build here. Anyway, the Izumo does fire on me, but bow on, I can tank his shells pretty easily. The Wichita starts his push out into the open, but unfortunately we only have our rear guns ready. We do fire on the Wichita here with the rear turrets, but he turns in just in time and we only do 6.5k damage. But that's okay, because our Hippo friend has him in the bag. So now we're going to move up a bit more, while still targeting the FDG. I want to make sure that I stay on his other flank though, so it will take him time to reacquire me as a target, and it also keeps him in a crossfire between the Riga and my ship. His secondaries are starting to fire on me now, but because I'm on his flank, his main guns are turned the other way. It also looks like the FDG is going to focus on our Riga, so I take the opportunity here to continue my push forward to get his flank. I'm going to save my shells until I get a nice angle on the enemy ship. And there we go, my front guns fire, and we get 15,000 damage. And now my rear guns are firing, and we get another 4k. I'm trying to take out this FDG before he kills my Riga, but yeah, you're not going to citadel German battleships in a brawl due to their excellent turtleback armor. Our next salvo is almost ready, and so I fire my front guns as soon as they're reloaded, and then I fire my rear turrets. In between our 3 turrets, we do another 16,000 damage to that further Großer, and we get him really low. However, I hate it when my guns are off sync though, and yeah, I know I have issues. Anyway, I'm trying to reload desperately here to finish him off. Our front guns are almost ready. Here we go, they're ready, and we fire, but the Riga actually gets him before we do, and he is able to finish him off. So good job there by our Riga. And now we're going to turn our attention to the Izumo, who put a nice hole into our ship earlier in the game. I'm using the island here for cover as I slow down to reload and turn my turrets. And I'm also angling to make sure he doesn't have a good shot at me. Is he reversing? Wait, he is reversing, broadside on at less than 2 kilometers. I take aim, right under the turrets, we fire, and we get 4 citadel hits and 60,000 damage to take out that Izumo. I've done just under 200,000 damage in this game, and I'd really like to get over that magical barrier. We turn our guns on the North Carolina on the other side of the map. He's barely within our range, but unfortunately he goes down before we can reload. So we're going to push to the middle with our Riga friend and see if we can maybe get a shot off on the Z-23 before this game is over. That Riga, by the way, Really great job there tanking against two enemy battleships with the amazing icebreaker bow on that ship. We only have about 30 seconds left in the game here. The Z has launched a set of torpedoes on our Pommern, who went to get the B cap earlier, but it looks like our Pommern is safe. I'm hoping that we somehow spot the Z in time for me to take a shot, and I also take a moment to compliment our Riga in chat for his efforts in this game. Well played there, Furious Fred. Anyway, it does not look like we're going to spot the Z-23, and so the game ends on points. So let's take a look at the post-game results. We did 199,700 damage in this game, just 300 shy of 200k. We got the high caliber, devastating strike, and first blood achievements, so this was a nice ranked game here for the Missouri. Our base XP was 2103, which was top of our team. We hit 71 of our 126 shells fired with 5 citadels, the majority of which were on that Izumo at the end. Pretty decent accuracy for the Missouri, as we were firing at mid-ranges most of this game. We also made a bit over a million credits for this 10-minute game. Base credits was 651,000, and unfortunately I'm running out of the special credit flags, so this was only with the Zulu signal flag on. If I had had the credit boosting special signal flags mounted, this would have been closer to a 2 million credit game, so you can see how easy it is to make credits on the Missouri. For anyone interested, here are the equipment and captain skills I use for the Missouri. Main armaments mod 1, damage control mod 1, main battery mod 2, steering gears, concealment, and artillery plotting room for the increased accuracy. For captain skills, I have preventative maintenance, grease the gears, priority target, adrenaline rush, concealment expertise, and Deadeye on Captain John Doe here, who used to be the previously mentioned Hollywood movie star. Once I hit 20 skill points, I'll probably grab Emergency Repair Expert and Emergency Repair Specialist at 21 points. So, the Mighty Mo in a nutshell. I like it, and I think this is a great ship. It's an Iowa with a bit more utility, and for the longest time I actually put off grinding the Iowa because I had the Missouri. It fits right into the USN fast battleship line of playstyle while making lots of credits and commander XP. Unfortunately, it's no longer available for purchase or grind in the game, so if you have this ship, you're probably an old-timer in the game. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and hit the like button below or subscribe to the channel. And please join me again next week for more World of Warships videos. Thank you for watching and take care.